Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Hello, peoples, and boy, do I have a review for you today. It is the Civivi Vision FG with this nice little spine lock here. It's different than the Shark lock and other locks. I just did a disassembly video. You can follow the link right here for that. One of the things you'll notice if you go back and look at that disassembly video, even if you look at it for a couple of minutes, is that I got this wet somehow, and a little rust formed between the clear Lexan and the scale material and the liner material, which I found really curious. I was able to clean it off pretty easily. You can see how I did that in that video. I just will mention that liners did rust, and I was able to see it immediately because it was clear. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but it is what it is. Lexan is a material that is, this knife comes in Ultim, it comes in Lexan, it comes in solid colors too. Um, Lexan itself is a material that I have used in the past when building sets, doing carpentry, when I need to make glass panes that aren't really glass. I've also used it for dance floors. I've used it for other things like that. If you look at like Disco Inferno, they're dancing on Lexan. This material, strong, good, is easy to mill. It has a little bit of a texture on here, a diagonal texture, which I really like. Um, I'm going to ask you right now to please smash that like button, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Comments really help the channel. Thanks so much, guys. So, what else do I like about this knife? I really like the lock. It fully engages. It's very strong. And I like the sound it makes when it opens. Now, the editing software I use on this sometimes has trouble getting the true knife sound in it. But just take my word for it that when it opens, there's a little snick. And that snick is very satisfying. If you watch my channel at all, you know I appreciate a knife when it makes a cool noise, and that is a cool noise. I love the blade shape of this knife. This Warrenclyffe knife coming down here reminds me a lot of the Sleesh Bowie, or the Sleesh, not the Sleesh Bowie, the Spidey Chef by Sleesh. And I like that type of Warrenclyffe shape where the blade comes down and it leaves you enough room to work on the surface with the belly to be able to cut something, right? Now, it's not perfect, but it's pretty darn close. It has a choke up point here where you can choke up. There is no jimping on top here when you do choke up, but I think that that's fine. I don't really need that jimping. It's not going to slide out of my hand, and I'm not going to be doing something that causes a lot of pressure when I'm choking up like this. It's usually more of a finesse job. It's not like trying to force something job. Because of the way the shape is, it's actually very strong behind the tip. So using this to cut wire ties or get it underneath the wire tie and pry a little bit isn't going to be too much of a problem, although a knife is not a pry bar, so don't pry with a knife. Very nice pillars on for both finger flicking or thumb flicking, thumb flicking and finger flicking, and obviously you can just open it like this. So this is a good beginner knife too, because you're going to be able to open it very easily just by engaging this. I didn't say what the price of this knife was at the top. I probably had the price flash up at the beginning. I'm going to guess right now. I remember that this is more like a $75 knife, something like that. It's not a $50 knife. So it's a little bit more expensive. But I think that that's because of the materials and because of the unique lock. This is 14C28N, which I believe is the best, isn't it? I'm right about that, yeah? Oh no, I'm wrong. This is Nitro V. I think Nitro V is actually better than 14C28N. I think 14C28N is the best knife steel you can get under $75, and Nitro V is definitely the best knife steel you can get for under $100. Nitro V, very easy to work with knife makers, very easy to sharpen, but maintains an edge a good long time. You can maintain the edge very well. And yeah, has two different finishes. It has a belt finish here and a tumble finish up here. I'm of two minds of belt finishes. I do like the way they look, but if you hard use them, they start to show wear very fast. On a budget knife, I'm not necessarily a fan of belt finishes, but it does look darn sexy, and I like the way that it looks in conjunction with the way that the lines on this Lexan looks. I'm not a big fan of speed holes, but on this knife, I got to tell you, it works. It's pretty cool because you've got the lock here. You don't see the lock mechanism at all, but yet it's working there, and you know it's right there, and you can see the blade in there. It works. I'm coming around a little bit. one time the entire time I've been closing this, I have closed it here and I've had the meat of my hand a little bit too around the bottom and it came in and it just nicked me there. It didn't cut me, but if I had a big meaty hand and I wasn't closing it and wasn't paying attention to how I was closing it, I could accidentally cut myself that way. But if you're not being a moron like me, it should be absolutely fine. I've never seen or heard of anyone else complain about that. So again, I worry about how you would close it on your fingers. That might be a bad point. I don't necessarily like speed holes, but I think it works on this. I actually kind of like it. Rust on the liners. That was unique. I don't know how I got it wet. Did my wife accidentally wash it and then put it on my table without me noticing? Could have. Or was I really sweaty one day and some sweat got in there? Just really odd. But you know, I took it apart, cleaned it up, and I sealed. And I put on the liners themselves. I put KPL knife shield, so that should not happen again. Overall, like this knife a lot. I would recommend it for this price range, especially if you like the aesthetics and you like this type of lock, this type of spine lock. I think it works really well. This is designed by someone named Snex. I don't know how to pronounce that. I don't know that designer very well. I probably should, but I don't know who that designer is. So yeah, thanks so much, guys, for watching. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And if you want to get a chance to win a knife just like this every single month for $3 a month, you can help support this content. Follow the link down below for Patreon, and you'll get entered to win a knife every single month. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you next time on Sharp Ends. Bye-bye now.